देना। वो वाली MDH की सुपर
MDH सुपर हीट।
जिन्होंने यूज किया है वो जानते हैं असली हींग का स्वाद।
MDH सुपर हीट, शुद्धता का असली तड़का।
असली मसाले सच सच MDH।
अगर आप बनना चाहते हैं एंकर या फिर आप में है जुनून एक तेज तर्रार न्यूज रिपोर्टर बनने का, तो आप ज्वाइन करें ITV और इंडिया NewsX का मीडिया स्कूल। ITV नेक्स्ट मीडिया इंटरनेशनल स्कूल का कोर्स आपको मौका देता है देश के दिग्गज एंकर्स के साथ काम करने का। ITV नेक्स्ट मीडिया इंटरनेशनल स्कूल में आप बेहद नजदीकी से देख पाएंगे किस तरह से ITV नेटवर्क के दिग्गज पत्रकारों की टीम दिन रात खबरों पर काम करती है। इस कोर्स के दौरान आप सीखेंगे एंकरिंग की एक एक बारीकी उन एंकर्स के साथ जो देश को रखते हैं हर खबर से बाखबर। ITV नेक्स्ट मीडिया इंटरनेशनल स्कूल का ये कोर्स आपके एंकरिंग स्किल्स को करेगा इतना सशक्त मजबूत, जिससे आप बनेंगे पत्रकारिता की दुनिया का वो चमकता चेहरा जो दुनिया देखेगी और पसंद करेगी।
MDH का किचन किंग किचन में हो तो हम सब कुछ बना सकते हैं। बैंगन का भरता, आलू गोभी, भिंडी मसाला और भी बहुत कुछ।
MDH।
Welcome back. Now, Justice Surya Kant, who has been involved in several major Supreme Court verdicts, including the judgments on the removal of Article 370, the Bihar voter list revision and the Pegasus spyware case, will take oath as the 53rd Chief Justice of India today on November the 24th. He will take over from Justice B.R. Gavai, who retired on Sunday evening. Justice Kant was named as the next CJI on October 30th. His term will last for almost 15 months and he will retire on February 9, 2027, when he turns 65. Joining me on the broadcast to discuss this further is Dr. Adish Agarwala, Senior Advocate, Supreme Court. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. Appreciate your time. A very good morning to you. We are seeing this historic day where we will be seeing Justice Surya Kant being sworn in as the Chief Justice of the country. We were just talking about his humble beginnings, and his elevation actually represents more than a ceremonial transition, sir. It embodies the Indian promise that someone who began life in a village classroom, far from the policy circles and far from the power corridors, he can still rise to lead one of the world's most formidable judicial systems.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, please do continue your thoughts.
Yeah. Justice Surya Kant has practiced as a lawyer. He was the youngest Advocate General in the country. He has vast experience and he is very neutral. So we expect that Justice Surya Kant will bring greater transparency and efficiency to the judiciary. His judgments reflect empathy, balance, and strong constitutional values. His tenure is expected to strengthen speedy justice and public trust in the courts, because he has worked in every type of cases in courts. He has dealt with, and we have seen his working as a judge of Punjab and Haryana High Court, Chief Justice of Himachal High Court, and a judge of Supreme Court of India. And the judgments of Supreme Court of India are referred nowadays throughout the world in different courts, because our judges, they are having too much experience. They have dealt with so many cases. So when a judge deals with so many cases, so his judgments, while hearing the arguments of the learned lawyers from both the parties, so like doctors, when they are treating so many, operating so many patients, they become more richer in experience, and their work, their operations will be very successful. Likewise, and during his tenure, because he will be there for about 15 months, and he is a man of action. He can take any drastic changes. In our bar associations and bar councils, he has taken a lead. He ordered immediate holding of the elections. Otherwise, normally the judges try to please the bar, but he is the judge that he can, whichever is necessary for the proper administration of justice, he will do everything. And during his tenure, we are expecting drastic changes regarding the working of the courts. I am expecting that during his tenure, so much grassroots level changes, total change in the like issuance of notices to other parties. Now what happens? 6 months, 1 year, 2 years take in serving the opposite party. So he has a vision. So we expect very, very small but which has meaning in the administration of justice. Those changes we are expecting from him.
Absolutely, sir. I think when you're talking about big changes, we also saw Justice Surya Kant actually talk about how he wants to bring in a reform, how he wants to reduce the number of pendency of cases that are there. And he is also talking about structural changes because he has worked with the high courts before as well, and he wants to help identify those structural gaps that exist in the high courts, so that the district and the subordinate courts actually help clear up the cases on a faster scale, sir.
Yes, because a person who has a vision, who want to administer and who don't care whether the government will be annoyed, whether the lawyers will be annoyed, whether the people of his state will be annoyed. Although today every citizen of Haryana, they are too much happy because he is the first judge to be elevated as Chief Justice of India from the soil of Haryana. Today, the swearing-in ceremony will be witnessed by mostly all the citizens, and about 1,000 lawyers, they have come from different parts of Haryana and Chandigarh to Delhi in Supreme Court to witness and to greet him personally.
Absolutely. I think please do stay on with us, sir. Jasmine Damkewala of the Supreme Court is also joining us on the broadcast. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us. Appreciate your time. A very good morning to you. We were just discussing how Justice Surya Kant has been pushing forward that he wants these pendency of cases to be gone. He is also wanting to work closely with the high courts to identify the structural gaps. But another important point that Justice Surya Kant has put forward is he wants to strengthen mediation, because he believes that these alternate mechanisms actually will form the backbone of reducing the number of cases and also community mediation, ma'am.
That is correct. That is correct. So mediation is something which is it was always there, but the way it has caught up to in today's times, it never was that way. This is because in mediation, basically, it's a win-win situation. Nobody loses. Parties sit down. It's a little like, you must be knowing the difference between an arbitration structure and a mediation structure. In a mediation structure, it is a settlement. Parties arrive at themselves with the help of a mediator. So it is not somebody deciding or dictating that you have to do this or you have to do that. It is parties getting together, deciding, and coming to a solution which is amicably acceptable to both parties, so that it's a win-win. Nobody loses in a mediation. Second thing is, mediations are quick. court proceedings sometimes take up to many years, and there are appeals and further appeals and second appeals and SLPs, and you could spend unfortunately, because of you could spend a lifetime in litigation. It's not because courts are slow, but it's because of the pendency, it's because of the whole amount of litigation that is filed in this country. This country is one of the most litigious countries because there is access to justice. Litigation is expensive, but it is not so expensive that nobody can afford it. So people litigate, they file, and because of that there is so much bulk of litigation in the country that it takes time to resolve. There are no quick fix solutions. Now mediations are very helpful, because we've seen in mediations, there was a case which came to me. Parties were for 12 years litigating in various courts for a matrimonial dispute, and they have separated 10 years back, but neither party is able to move on or live peacefully or get remarried or get on with their lives, because they are still fighting the divorce. Now the very purpose, probably a woman was resisting divorce at one point of time, she will not even want to resist anymore because she doesn't want to live with him. But it's been that way that last 10 years she's been resisting in court, those are her pleadings, she continues with it. Matter comes to Supreme Court, it gets referred to mediation. Parties are able to sit across. The woman is asked, do you really want to stay with him? And then she said, no, there is no question of it. We've been staying apart for 10 years. Parties are able to mediate, get over with it, get on with their lives. So this is the value of mediation. Similarly, you don't have to wait for 10 years to go for mediation. You can start with mediation, like commercial matters, Commercial Codes Act. There is pre-litigation mediation which is compulsory. It cuts down a lot of litigation, it is faster, it is quicker, it is cheaper, it is better. So yes, the future of mediation is great, and it's laudable that Justice Surya Kant is focusing a lot on mediations.
Absolutely, ma'am. In fact, please do stay on with us. I'd like to rope in Dr. Agarwala again. Sir, I want to understand, when we look at Justice Surya Kant's public appearances, or we look at his judgments, or even if we look at his speeches, one leitmotif emerges, and that is the law must actually serve the ordinary people. And when he has highlighted the aim for his term as the Chief Justice, this is actually what he focuses on, that the law should serve the ordinary people. The ordinary people should understand what goes on inside the court, so that it's not, justice is not just accessible but also understandable. Dr. Agarwala, your comments on this, please.
I personally, I've been against this mediation. Mediation we have started when we have failed in disposing of the cases. To avoid the pendency, this system was started. I was the Vice Chairman of Bar Council of India. That time we agitated against the system. But today, I'm the most affected person. So many lawyers, they want to be on the panel of, they want training of mediation, and we are holding it in Supreme Court, so much pressure on us. And every case now, to help the lawyers, the courts are referring the matter to mediation. I welcome this step now, because if case remain pending, that is very injurious to our people. They are wasting time too much. Now, at least with the persuasion of the mediators and the support of the counsel of both the parties, the cases are being settled through mediation. When I was the Vice Chairman of Bar Council of India and Chairman of Disciplinary Committee of Bar Council of India, I also used to settle, instead of passing judicial order, getting the matter solved. By that, both the complainant and the lawyer were happy, because they could stay in future in peace. They can have peaceful life. They are not supposed to spend too much for litigation. So this is now, it has become a necessary thing, but actually this was due to when we failed in disposing of the cases.
All right. Ma'am, Jasmine Damkewala ma'am, if I can come across to you again. One of the most important points that Justice Surya Kant has also spoken about is the realm of artificial intelligence and its use in judgments, and its use in the courts. He has believed that there is a lot of potential, but there are demerits to it as well. And in the end, he states that everyone wants judges to decide their cases. It doesn't want artificial intelligence or AI to decide on the cases, ma'am. So what is your opinion on this entire issue?
See, Justice Surya Kant is very correct, because there is a human angle to judgments which will not be there in AI. In AI, you take a set of facts, you feed it, and you get a deduction. It may be very logical, but there is a human angle. At times, you feel that what was known in the past as judicial activism, it was some parties lauded it, some parties criticized judicial activism, but it served a purpose. Relief was molded to reach an end, like the Vishakha judgment. That brought out about a whole different line of law. Now, if you put those facts in an AI system, you would never get it, because this whole body of gender justice, Vishakha judgment, safety at workplace, all that was developed through judicial pronouncements. Now, that would never be the case if you would just go by AI. You have to mold the relief at times. It is not a very dissemination of justice is not a very cut and dried process, that you have these set of facts and then you have this deduction. You do need a human angle to it. So I completely agree with him, because AI may serve some purpose. In fact, we are seeing the younger generations, in fact, doing research through AI, and they're coming up with a whole lot of judgments which don't exist. Fake case numbers, fake citations. So AI has its practical purposes also, but you have to double check and triple check everything, because it is not really it's not really there. It is there but not there. So there is a human angle to it. You have to look at judgments. You can't case citations and all, you can double check and find the mistakes, but if you leave AI to decide matters, then no, I do not think courts are supposed to be the temple of justice. I don't think justice would be served as such.
Absolutely. And Dr. Agarwala, if I can get your opinion on the same, the use of AI in courts, in judgments.
No good judge will ask AI to draft the judgment. AI is useful only to collect the information and gather one type of rulings of one side, other set of rulings from other side. But judge has to make up his mind that what he want to decide, whether in favor of the petitioner or in favor of the respondent or defendant. And putting that, then he can ask AI to draft the judgment, and then he should carefully go through, apply his mind, and then correct it, because AI don't know what can be. Sometimes there are so many mistakes, factual mistake. Judgments are also to be again read. It is only for the purpose of collecting the information, titles of the cases. Then even lawyers, the judges, they have to go through the judgments and apply their mind whether this applies to this specific type of case or not. So this is useful. Earlier we used to have register, maintaining the registers of the rulings. Now by pressing one button, we can have all those judgments. Now young people are very easy with this online services of the judgments and AI. So, but we have to apply our mind before taking a final decision, before writing the judgment, and even if we ask AI to write a judgment, then we have to carefully cross-examine, cross-check, and then decide it.
Absolutely. In fact, thank you so much to both my panelists who have joined us and shared those valuable perspectives and insights into the swearing in ceremony. But currently, we are in fact witnessing the swearing in ceremony of the new Chief Justice of India, which is currently underway. Let's in fact cut across to that. All right, so this is in fact the swearing in ceremony of Justice Surya Kant, who has been involved in several major Supreme Court verdicts, including the judgments on the removal of Article 370, the Bihar voter list revision and the Pegasus spyware case. So those are visuals coming in from the Rashtrapati Bhavan. Joining me on the broadcast is Ashwani Dubey, who is the AOR of the Supreme Court. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. Appreciate your time. We were just talking about what are the major objectives of Justice Surya Kant going forward with this term as the Chief Justice of India. He's spoken about pendency of cases, reduction of that, and how he wants to work closely with the high courts and bring in structural changes so that these cases are again reduced. He's also spoken about mediation and the use of AI. So your comments on this?
Thank you, Shivani, for having me here. Yes, one of the major challenge before all courts of the country are the pendency of the matters. So, being the chief of Apex Court, being the Honorable Chief Justice of India, the way he spoke about the pendency, that's a remarkable thing, that he is much concerned about how the huge pendency which are in the courts. And of course, unless there is a wisdom prevails and all high courts and district courts along with the Supreme Court work together in order to effectively reduce the pendency and deliver the justice, the pendency is a major issue. Number two, yes, now we are living in an AI driven society. AI is leading us. So in that era, how the courts are regulating using AI, and so that the abuse or misuse can be discarded and this can be used in the judicial forum in order to have an effective justice delivery system. And three, ADR, yes, mediation is one of the important facet of the judicial system. So the way Honorable Justice Surya Kant has elaborated and have given his statement about this, that shows that he is much concerned about the mediation process, and it should be inculcated in day-to-day court proceedings. Now he is one of the best judge, finest judge, who was also nominated as a member of National Legal Services Authority in 2007 for 2 consecutive terms. He organized several prestigious conferences and also delivered numerous judgments on human rights, gender justice, education, and prison reforms. The Honorable Justice Surya Kant, while serving in Punjab and Haryana High Court, delivered Jasveer Singh judgment, directing the state of Punjab to form a jail reforms committee for creating a scheme for enabling conjugal and family visits for jail inmates, keeping in mind the beneficial nature and reformatory goals of such amenities. So this is also, I think we will look for that this kind of reforms committee is created, and also the various decisions taken in this regard. So in fact, you see the India's got latent case, the Honorable Supreme Court, the Honorable Justice Surya Kant, the way he delivered the justice, and also not only this, given a very important remark asking about that, would you rather watch your parents have this kind of activities every time? So that's also give a message that he's much concerned about the ethos and societal values. So I think it's a good, we would be having the Indian judicial system would be having such a noble person, such a great person to have to chair as a Chief Justice of India, and we would look for that certain reforms are taking place so that the justice delivery system can be enforced in a proper and dignified manner. Over to you.
Absolutely, sir. I think you brought across a very pertinent point over there. He has always been speaking for making law more accessible to the public, so that it's not just accessible to the public but also understandable. He's always pushed forward this agenda of legal education as well, Mr. Dubey.
Yes, very true. See, the constitutional ethos and practicing constitutional values in true letter and spirit in India is one of the main important tasks of the judiciary. Being the custodian of the constitution and also having such a independent, transparent judiciary in the country and being head of that, the wisdom prevails, and also one of the important work which a Chief Justice of India look for, that the justice delivery system with accountability prevails all over the country. And I think the Honorable Justice Surya Kant, with his vast experience and also having delivered numerous judgments dealing with numerous cases, and with a soft smiling approach, he would be able to do this. And we hope that the Indian judicial system will see a new era where the AI, mediation, justice delivery system, constitutional values practiced simultaneously with each other. Over to you.
Absolutely. And so when we talk about the landmark judgments that Justice Surya Kant has in fact been part of, it includes from gender justice to constitutional reforms and major judgments that Justice Surya Kant has been part of benches, sir.
Yes, see, the Honorable Justice Surya Kant's various judgments, like notable Aligarh Muslim University, Naresh Agrawal, where the Aligarh Muslim University's action of 50% seat reservation to postgraduate medical courses for Muslim candidates by claiming it to be a minority institution was just struck down. And the bench held that AMU cannot have an exclusive reservation because it is not a minority institution. So Honorable Justice Surya Kant was part of that. Even not that, Section 6A of the Citizenship Act 1955, where a writ petition concerning the constitutionality of the Section 6A of Citizenship Act, which came there, where the Honorable Justice Surya Kant was also one of the member in that constitution bench. And the Arvind Kejriwal CBI case, where two set of criminal appeals by Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal seeking bail in Central Bureau of Investigation case in Delhi excise liquor policy matter, and challenging the legality of his arrest by the CBI. Division bench held by Honorable Justice Surya Kant and Justice Ujjwal Bhuyan granted him bail, while separate judgments were penned by the Honorable Justice Bhuyan and Honorable Justice Surya Kant. However, there was a concurrent opinion that Kejriwal entitled to be released on bail, subject to the terms and conditions. Ajay Malik, state of Uttarakhand, you see a case where a woman from a scheduled tribe in Chhattisgarh, financially disadvantaged, was brought to Delhi in 2009 under false promises of employment, and later forcibly deployed as a domestic worker, denied wages and subject to abuse. And division bench of Honorable Justice Surya Kant and Justice Ujjwal Bhuyan quashed the criminal proceedings against the accused, but recognized the broader issue of exploitation of domestic workers, called for urgent legislative and executive intervention to secure their rights. And importantly, most importantly, Shivani, the Honorable Justice Surya Kant has been a torch bearer for giving reservation in the Bar Council and Bar Association reservations to the women for certain posts, and that's a landmark decision where Honorable Supreme Court says even in the women should be having their say in the bar bodies, so that the effectively decision can be taken for the larger interest of the bar. Noida toll bridge case, State of Kerala Union of India case, and Kanataru Rajivaru case, Mariam Fashuddin case, Muni Lakshmi Narendra Babu case, there are numerous judgments. State of Uttarakhand, Ravi Kumar, Bishmeshwar Prasad, Arfat Petrochemical, number of cases have been given by Honorable Justice Surya Kant. So let's see how as a Chief Justice of India, his wisdom and his decisions in order to ensure that accountability and judicial delivery system works in a finest way.
Absolutely, absolutely. I believe Jasmine Damkewala and Dr. Adish Agarwala are still with us on the broadcast. So I want to go in to Jasmine Damkewala. Ma'am, your thoughts on how this entire tenure, 15-month tenure will look like?
So, we are very hopeful that the 15-month tenure will be extremely fruitful, whether it is in terms of judicial pendency, by through mediation and otherwise, or new practices which take care of pendency, or it is Justice Surya Kant is a big champion for gender justice also. So we'll definitely be seeing more women in the forefront. Reservation of women at some level, you know, personally, I have never been in favor of any kind of reservation, and I do feel women do have equal rights and opportunities. But in terms of elections and other things, somewhere they have not been able to reach that level where they can maybe campaign to that extent, or hold office bearer positions to that extent. So reservation does help. So I'm hoping to see more women everywhere. I'm hoping to see judicial pendency being taken care of. I'm hoping to see more mediations. Justice Surya Kant has also been a champion of free speech. We see Pegasus case, we see many other cases. So he has been very progressive in his thinking also. So it will be a fine balance between progressive thinking and the whatever the vision of the state.
Yes. I believe on our screens we can in fact see that Prime Minister Narendra Modi has in fact reached the venue over there for the swearing in ceremony, and you can see those live visuals coming in from the Rashtrapati Bhavan where the swearing in ceremony will actually take place. So those are those fresh visuals. If I can go across to Dr. Adish Agarwala. Sir, what do you believe the 15 months will look like going forward?
These will be not only 15 months. This will be 10 times more within this 15 months. Because when a person's actions are very speedy and well thought of, it will have manifold results. So, in every field, as Madam Jasmine also pointed out, my friend Mr. Aswani Dubeji pointed out, a person who has experience and who is determined to do, and who has a team, because I have seen when I was the president of Supreme Court Bar Association, that time the teamwork was not there among the judiciary. Only chief was deciding everything. But today, Justice Khanna, Justice our Gavai Sahab, and now Justice Surya Kant ji, they take other judges into confidence. When you take other colleagues in confidence, then they can get better support, better advice, and no criticism. What happened during Justice Chanchud, when I was the president, these AC, our balconies, and they were made all that area veranda air conditioned. That was not decided amongst the judges. So immediately after, our Justice Khanna, he ordered removal of those things. But when you take other senior colleagues into confidence, then the decision will be better and speedy. So Justice Surya Kant always have taken other persons into confidence, his colleagues, his staff. Then within short time we can achieve very big goals. So I am confident that his time there had been judges in recent past for 3.5 years, for 2 years, earlier time 6.5 years, but nothing concrete, no change in the working of the courts for the facility of the lawyers and the staff was not taken into consideration. But today when such type of judges are taking over the hands of affair of the judiciary, then we can really expect, not only expect, we will be certainly get so many good changes which will be
Absolutely.
useful for common citizen of this.